everybody. How you doing? Barber Dave here with Barber Dave's Barbershop at Home. At the beginning of the intro, you did see the new Barber Dave's Barbershop at Home logo, and we got some great news we'll talk about here in just a few minutes. Do some housekeeping real quick. Right over here, you'll see the barber pole. Please press on that. We'd certainly appreciate it if you would like and subscribe to our channel. We're shooting for 1,000 as quick as we can. During the video, check up here for all the guys at the TSC that do videos, so please support their channels. And most importantly of all, look right down here. That's www.theshavingcadre.com. And I'd be remiss if I didn't say this. Today's video is brought to you by Nurse Dave's Shaving World Poker Chips, the bluest poker chip in San Francisco. You can bet on it. And we have some sad news about Nurse Dave, but we'll go into that a little bit. What are we going to shave with today? Well, as I promised last week, I finally completed the trifecta. I finally got a Filarmonica JMP 12, a Filarmonica JMP 13, and a JMP 14. I shaved with the 14 or the 13 last week, but today we're going to do a comparison. And so today I'm shaving with my JMP Doble Temple 12. Now this is a 5/8 razor, and just a lovely razor with the faux ivory scales with the Filarmonica thing. And this is one of the JMPs, which is Jose Montserrat Pou, which are the good ones. And then I've got another Doble Temple in a 13, and then I've got the big dog, the Sevillana, and we'll show you that. That one's in a little rougher shape. For our soap today, we are going to be using A&E Asian Plum. Really like this soap. I like the vibe that it gives off. And then staying with kind of the Asian theme, we're going to go with the Paladin PK47. This is in Jade, and it's got a Select Badger round knot on it. For the aftershave, we will be using the Asian Pear to go along with it, along with Alum and Witch Hazel. But we're going to fly all the way back to the British Isles because this actually goes well. And for the EDP today, we are going to be using the Penhaligon's Sports Car Club. So that's pretty much it. So we'll go ahead and load the brush, and I floated about a teaspoon of water on it. And the A&E soaps don't take a lot to load, maybe 15 to 30 seconds depending on how heavy you want to load it. So let's talk about Nurse Dave. Recently in his video, the poor man had to, or was subjected to, a yappy dog. Now I assume this yappy dog is his neighbor's. And during the video, poor Nurse Dave had somewhat of a, for lack of a better term, he had a small breakdown. And we are going to be starting a GoFundMe page for the Nurse Dave Yappy Dog Syndrome, which is a brand new syndrome that apparently was just occurred. And you know, him being in the medical field, he would know more than I do. But yes, we will start a GoFundMe page of the Nurse Dave Yappy Dog Syndrome, because what had happened is, I think due to the psychosis of the yappy dog, of which you could hear on his entire video, yap, 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 bark, bark, bark. You know, they make sound filters, Dave, just FYI. Talk to your production crew. Anyways, he started talking about how tired I am at the shop and how I haven't been posting and complaining about things out in our yard. Now, if you look at my post on the Cadre, I don't complain about our weather. We've got some of the greatest weather in the world. Yes, it can be hot, but usually it's followed by some scotch and a cigar. Well, the shop has been busy. My days have been starting at about 4 in the morning when I leave here or get started to get ready, and then about 6:30 I start in the shop, and I'm usually there till 6 or 7 at night. But that means it's a good business, and I'm okay with that. But Dave tried to get my clients to cancel all their August appointments to give me a break. Newsflash, Dave, there's only 3 days left in August or so, or about that, so thanks a lot. So anyhow, so we do feel that poor Dave may have had a small breakdown, and I think a lot of it was propagated by these new fragrances that he's been trying. And one of the boxes in the fragrances was kind of trashed, and the candle was trashed. And I think that emotional scar of him paying half the national debt to sample EDTs has kind of broken him a little bit. Plus, he did his shave today without having coffee first, which is like breaking the cardinal rule. So we are praying for Dave, and being the fact that it's a blessed Sunday, I want to make sure that we say a short prayer. Dear Lord, please give Nurse Dave all the strength he needs to get through this yappy dog syndrome psychosis. We do hope that he will come out of this a better man on the other side and learn to take care of his sponsors better rather than ridicule them. And we say that in your name, Jesus Christ, amen. There you go, Dave. Anyways, just joshing around with Dave. He decided to fire a shot across the bow, so to speak. So we're just paying him back. So back to your regularly scheduled programming. Anyhow, so also one thing that I'm doing a little bit different, and as you go, those of you that have been watching my channel know that I did a probably about a week and a half long review of Bill M's, which you'll see up here too. Bill M's convex edge, or convex toned, which I guess is a concave edge razor, and I really liked it. Well, he was kind enough to let me keep a convex balsa strop that has been treated with some stuff. And so what I'm doing is I'm taking all my razors and I'm doing about 25 spine leading X strokes on that to see if I can refine the edges of my caudicular arc and see what it does. So we're going to attempt that out. So today, once again, a 5/8 full hollow JMP Doble Temple, first of 3 shaves this week on video, comparing the 3 edges of a 5/8, a 6/8, and a 7/8 Filarmonica. I gotta say, I did, like I said, what I did is I actually stropped the edge on that balsa for, as I said, between 25 and 30 spine leading X strokes, and then I took it to the linen for about 10 strokes, and then only did 25 on the leather. And I gotta say, it really smoothed out this edge. Not that the edge wasn't that smooth to begin with the arc, but when I looked at the edge, not under a loop, but when I looked at the edge, it seemed, even though this is a flat honed blade, it seemed as if it polished up the edge and kind of evened out some of the things. So we'll see, you know. With the razor shaving extremely smooth. Now, obviously, this did not put a concave edge on it, but it added something. I haven't gone as far as starting to concave my cauticule or concave my arc. I may send that to Bill and let him do it. Pay him and let him do it, because I really have no want to do that, although I do like the edges. The soap, as usual, is just tremendous. Probably could have added a little bit more water because it's thick, but it's very well. And the Asian plum scent is just wonderful. An EDT that would fit very well with this is probably, in fact, what I would have used if I could have found it, it's buried somewhere in there, is Tom Ford Plub Japonese, which is a perfect match to this. And one other mention to poor Barber Dave and his production crew. You've met his production crew here, and they're all always a little bit stoned. So the problem is poor Dave. He doesn't have the production budget, or should I say, doesn't want to pay his production crew what they're worth. Maybe he pays them in other stuff, but to get a soundproof studio that he doesn't have yappy dogs in, and sadly that's what caused him to have the California yappy dog syndrome, and it's sad. Because it's sad to see such a young, vibrant individual be afflicted with that syndrome. His wife is a lovely individual. I can't imagine what that poor young lady has to deal with now with him having this syndrome and blathering on about giving people discounts and telling clients to do things. Yeah, I feel bad for him. So again, please pray for him. So like most 5/8 razors, they can be little sports cars. So obviously you want to be a little bit careful on the angles. This one is fairly heavy for a 5/8, and it's got that wonderful Spanish steel from Filarmonica in its heyday. And of course, we're sporting our vintage Shaving Cadre t-shirt with the excess lather storage, which we use. It's a nice addition, and you can get yours. We don't have the vintage ones anymore, but we do have the new logoed ones, and you can find them on www.theshavingcadre.com under the TSC swag for our posts. So I got to say, just adding that 25 strokes on that convexed balsa, and I want to say it's 0.01 0.01 micron that it's been treated with. But this edge is just perfectly smooth. No, no hint of chatter or tugginess. Now, a lot of that is the soap too. A&E is a wonderfully slick soap, but not as slick as I normally make it because, well, the Paladin brushes soak up a lot of water to begin with, but this is a little bit less slick than before. But that's a testament to the soap and a testament to the razor as well. Okay. Beautiful DSBBS shave. Wow, not even going to need much cleanup. In fact, I could probably just flat blade it and be done. Let's see. Yep, and that's just with the residual water. And that's all she wrote. So what I would say about the 5/8, it's going to be tough. This has always been my favorite of all my fillies, and it's going to be tough to beat this. So this is kind of a head-to-head between the 12, 13, and 14. Obviously, they shave just a little bit differently, but they've all got the same JMP steel that Philly is known for. And so we'll see how the next couple of days go. And let's see how the alum, we'll also rate with the alum to see how ours, because I am going to run, to try to make it as even as possible, I'm going to run all 3 razors across the balsa strop. Now, the only one that's not honed on an arc, a Dilocot and a Diloarc progression is the 13, because I got that from Matt, and I believe Matt did it on JNats, but I'll have to double check. But I'm going to run that across that convex balsa strop. There was literally no sting to detect at all. It was wonderful. Today we are going to be using the Quinn's cucumber and lime, and Nurse Dave did mention something about these bottles, and it's true. And I think putting them in a small spray bottle for that is actually a very good idea. And then use those, and if I can steam the logo off, I'll try that. Just an absolutely wonderful shave. We'll get cleaned up here really quick. So don't forget, probably in the next 2 to 3 weeks, you'll see some changes here in Barber Dave's Barbershop at Home with the new logo. And then we do have some merchandise that when it becomes available, if you're so inclined to get some, I'll put the link each time at the bottom of in the comment section, or I should say in the description section. I will not be giving that link out on the Shaving Cadre because as one of the owners of the Cadre, I'm not a vendor, and so I'm not going to be selling anything on the Cadre per se. So it'll be down in the link, so you'll need to access that through YouTube, and the majority of those proceeds are going to be going right back to the Cadre anyways. So for the ashtray, see, maybe I am actually suffering from Dave's California yappy dog syndrome, and it's bleeding through. Why I said ashtray? Probably because I want a cigar. Maybe that's it. Wow. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're here for your amusement. We're using A&E, Asian Pear, Aftershave, ashtray, aftershave. They sound the same, but as Nurse Dave likes to put it, I'm an old guy, so I can use that as an excuse. Just an absolutely wonderful, if you like pears and you like plum, there ain't much better, guys. This is just absolutely wonderful. A little bit of a sting, but the bottles and the reducer, everything is perfect. We're going to tone it down just a little bit with some talc. And today we're using the old standard, the old barbershop standard, and that's Clubman. Monsoon is just about over here. I think traditionally it goes till about September 15th, but this whole next week is a 0% chance of rain. We're going to go from the 80s and 90s to back into the hundreds, and I finally get to wash and wax my car, which that will make me very happy. Oh, just absolutely. Keep saying it, but just absolutely a tremendous DSBBS shave. So shout out to Bill M. Thank you so much for that convex balsa strop. It is absolutely wonderful. And then, of course, today I would be using Tom Ford Plum Japonese, but I can't find it. So we're going to be using Sports Car Club. This you would not think would go with the Asian pear very well, but it's got some really neat notes to it that blend it. It's more of a fougere, but it just goes well with the Asian pear. So that's it, folks. I certainly appreciate you coming along for day one of the shootout of the Filarmonica 12, 13, and 14 today. Once again, was the Philly 12 Doble Temple. Tomorrow will be the Philly 13. This has been Barber Dave. Or I'm Barber Dave, and this has been Barber Dave's Barbershop at Home. Hope everybody has a blessed Sunday. Take care, and we'll see you real soon.